All right, in this video we are going to model this calculator. It's 2 by 3 inches. It's got 30 keys in a 5 by 6 array, and we will use rectangular pattern. But I'm just going to delete this and we're going to start over. So I'm going to use my rectangular tool, my rectangle tool, and I'm going to just type in 2 inches, comma, 3 inches, and we'll get our rectangle that way. I'm going to use the push-pull tool to give it a little bit of thickness. I'm just going to do 0.2 inches is fine. And now I'm going to use my tape measure tool to give me some guidelines. Sorry about that. And I'm going to do 1/4 inch from each side. And then I'm going to do another guideline 1/2 inch down, and that's going to give me the size of my screen. And I'm going to use my rectangle tool again to just draw a screen for my calculator. All right, sorry about the noise outside. The bell just rang. So I'm going to use my rectangle tool again now, and I'm going to make a little calculator key down here, and I'm going to make it 0.25 inches by 0.2 inches. And I'm going to press return, and there's my key. And I'm going to give that a little bit of thickness as well by doing a little push-pull, and we're going to make it we'll make it 0.1 inches high. There we go, very small. All right, I'm going to go back to my select tool, and I'm going to make this a component. Right-click, make component. I'm going to call it a calculator key. Great. So now I'm going to use my move tool. So last time we used our rotate tool. This time I'm using my move tool. And whereas before when I did the flower, I did what's called an external array. I made one copy right next to what I started with and then told the program how many total copies I wanted. And it built out from there. This time I'm going to do an internal array. I'm going to make a copy at the end of where I want the array to stop, and it will fill in the space between. So I'll show that to you very quickly, though you should have seen that already. I'm going to click here, press Option or Control, and I'm going to press the right arrow so it's constrained to stay on that red axis. If I wanted an external array, I would click where I wanted the next key, and then I would say, let's say I wanted 5, I would do 5x, return, and it's going to give me an external array. But I'd have to do some math to see how big that spacing is, to see where I wanted it to end. So I'm going to undo, and instead I'm going to do an internal array. Click here, press Option, press the right arrow to stay on the red axis, and I'm going to end it right at this corner here. And now, instead of pressing 5x, I'm going to do, well, actually I want 5 keys total, so I only want 4 copies. So I'm going to do 4 slash. You see in that lower corner here? It's 4 slash. That, and then press return, and that will fill in the space in between. Okay, so that's the sideways ones. I'm going to go back to my select tool. I'm going to select all of these. You can make them a component, I suppose, if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to select them all. Select my move tool again, and this time I'm going to select a corner, move it up. I'm going to press the left arrow to stay on my green axis, and press Option to make it a copy. And we'll put it up here maybe, click, and then I'm going to press, I want 5 copies for a total of 6 rows. So I'm going to do 5 slash return, and there's my calculator. Okay, you can give it some color if you want. If you want to add numbers, you might have to play around with that a little bit because they are components, so if you change one, they will all change. But that's it, rectangular pattern.